What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Cordell the Drastic Weights. Today is Tuesday, July 18th, 2023. Here to talk to you guys about the Damien Lillard trade scenario for the 24 season coming up. And this is trade scenario number two. Um, Before in the videos, we were talking about the Jaylen Brown trade. No, multiple draft picks, second round pick, blah, blah, blah. We talked about the Knicks. Obi Toppin's already got traded. They have other asset with the Knicks. I don't know why the Knicks is not jumping on it right now. The Heat, obviously, for me, if we're trading up Tyler Hero, I'm needing a first round pick for next year, 25 season, second round pick for 26, first round pick for 27, second round pick for 28, first round pick for 29. Then we can sit down and have coffee and really talk. But for me, got a couple other scenarios out there. We went West Coast, we talked the Warriors, we talked the Timberwolves. Those was great as well. But a couple of them that came to mind was one that we had for the Toronto Raptors. I do believe that the Jaylen Brown one is probably the best one if you're just talking East Coast um, for me. But I think if you could get Scotty Barnes and OG Ananobi, potentially Gary Trent falls into this place. I don't know if another team has to be involved, but I believe if you could work draft picks around those years that we went up odd years on first rounds and even years second rounds and vice versa. Um, it really those picks coming in for Toronto. I don't believe they'll be the 12th overall pick. They'll be probably the 21st, higher than the 21st. So I just think those are two great scenarios where you kind of upgrade from having a Van Fleet to having a Damian Lillard from a team who won the championship, and we see how good Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo was. They got to the NBA Finals. So what do you think Lillard and Siakam would do? I think Siakam plays about 4 to 5, like a whole bunch of different positions. So I like Siakam mixed in and staying. So that's one scenario I had thought out. Then we also said, I really sat down and I thought about it. And with Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum's, coming back, stuff like that, that's something out there where I could see they didn't want to do the Zion trade, but Brandon Ingram, of course, CJ McCollum start that trade, and that really scratched the surfaces big time with the pieces that's there. Herb Williams, Valanciunas, still got Zion. Then we talk and the scrappy guard that's there. So I think that wouldn't hurt the Pelicans. They'll be definitely a good team. Um, so those are just two of the scenarios that we ran through with this. And right now, even the Clippers, they've always had an issue with their stars, um, whether it was Kawhi or Paul George not getting past um, this playoffs first round, being healthy, whether they both was there or not. So something you want to address in the off season where they'll be pulling the plug if those guys aren't ready. So I'm not sure if they're sitting around and thinking if they could move one of those guys prior. But Norman Powell does add to a great piece to this. Now, would you trade Paul George and Norman Powell for Damian Lillard? You know, second round pick. I think that definitely does it. I don't think you'll be moving if talk a second round pick Norman Powell for Damian Lillard. You probably won't do it. But if you talk about Paul George in it, that's a whole different scenario. So especially when you got a point guard like that, I'm pretty sure Ty Lue would approve having a legit point guard out there, and Kawhi I think would come to play. Um, so those are my trade scenarios that I had out there. Um, like I said, one had C.J. McCollum's former player that played with him, Trent Williams, uh, uh, Gary Trent used to play with him or not. So I do think those are scenarios that could happen, and I still like the Celtics trade with Jaylen Brown and getting multiple draft picks. I'm your boy, Cordell the Drive, Cordell the Drastic Wakes. Thank you all. Enjoy the day.